Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching. Today we are jumping into some more Prehistoric Kingdom. A new beta update just launched today, and that is beta version 0.4.0. We have lots of good stuff to talk about in this update. We're starting off on the main menu for a reason, and I'll get into it in just a second. But before we fully get started, we are about 2 weeks away from early access. So if you've been following the development of this game on the channel, you will be happy to know that on April 27th, early access is coming and you will be able to get your hands on this game and finally play it. So if you have been interested in playing, you don't have too much longer to wait. That being said, let's go ahead and jump into what final updates they've brought to beta. And I mean final updates as in the final beta updates, because we will be moving into early access. There are plenty of updates still to come to the game. The developers are very active in trying to make this the best game possible. They are a wonderful team over there. But first update I want to talk about, and the reason we're actually on the main menu here, is if you go into Create a Park, we are now presented with this menu. Now this is a very bare bones menu from what I can tell right now, but lots of room to add to it in the future, it looks like. So you can see here that we are in challenge mode currently, and we can pick a couple different maps. It looks like just 2 of them right now, the Temperate and the Scrubland. We can change our difficulty, which changes the amount of dinosaurs that you have unlocked at the beginning. It changes the amount of money and science points that you have, storm frequency, all that kind of fun stuff. And then my favorite mode, Sandbox mode. As you guys know, we like to make pretty things here on the channel, and Sandbox mode is perfect for that. We have the same 2 maps, Scrubland and Temperate, but we have a few different settings down here, and I haven't really gone through to see exactly what everything is yet, but it looks like we have custom, so we can toggle on and off money and set how much money you start with, on and off science points, infinite power, unlock all research is already checked, and structure durability is checked on there. We can turn on and off animal welfare, social welfare, animal habitat, so this is all fantastic. And then unlock all animals is the most important button for me. That way I can show off all of the animals without waiting. And then if we go through and we hit Tycoon, it looks like this is unlimited money, but just with science points. And then Creative again goes back to, Creative goes back to, you can toggle, no, you can't toggle these ones on and off. Infinite power. Yeah, it just looks like some other settings and whatnot that you can turn on and off. I will probably mostly be playing in custom so that I can turn everything off and just kind of showcase everything for you guys. But we're gonna go ahead and jump into a map that I've already set up to go ahead and show off the rest of this update. And here we are with the most beautiful dinosaur habitat I'm sure you have ever seen. We have our Brachiosaurus here and our, not Edmontosaurus, Iguanodon here, but we're going to ignore them for just a second because the first thing I want to talk about is the update of animal welfare. So now if you create a perimeter fence with a barrier and you click on it, you can see it highlights the entire habitat, and we have some habitat stats up here. So we can see we have some total welfare is pretty terrible. It's 14%, but that's okay. We're just showcasing the animals right now. Visibility, total animal rating, bonus ecology, penalties, visible dung, visible animal carcasses, species repetition, so on and so forth. So this is going to be how all of your exhibits are graded and how you're going to get your science points. So very cool to see some actual gameplay stuff come to this menu. If we click over, that was the exhibit score. This is going to be the habitat. So this is like crowding, what foliage, housing, all the animal specific needs there. And then this one, animals, you can't quite click on it just yet, but that is the update for that. Now, the most important update to animal welfare is that these guys should be eating and pooping. So hopefully while we're sitting here talking about them, this Iguanodon is gonna have some bites of their salad here and hopefully go off and poop somewhere so that we can see it. But speaking of poop, let's go over to this tiny little pile over here, and this is a dung beetle nest. Can I click on it? I can click on it. So this is a dung beetle nest. Oh, look, there he goes. So the dung beetles will come out and roll this poop around, and this is going to be one of the ways to keep your habitats clean. Did you see that? He just took it and put it right into the pile there. That's really cool. Oh, and now it's regenerating poop. How fantastic. But anyway, so these little nests here, I have one there. Look, he's gonna do it again. Let's watch him. I have one here and I have one over on the other side, and these guys will be cleaning your habitats, which I think is like the coolest little addition. We have one over here. Look at how little it looks next to the Brachiosaurus. Yeah, one over here. And yeah, so they'll be cleaning your habitats, which is incredibly cool. I think it's such a creative way to keep habitats clean. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, our first in-game dino poop right there. Take a look. Isn't it fabulous? So this clearly came from the Iguanodon. I apologize I wasn't watching. We didn't actually see it come from the Iguanodon, but that's okay. I mean, we can pretty much connect the dots together and tell that this came from this guy over here. And if you don't want your dung beetles to clean up the poop, you can actually click the perimeter barrier here and click the clean exhibit dung here. It costs $5,000, a little over $5,000. If I click that, all the poop just magically disappears. So you can manually clean up your habitats as well if for some reason they're getting overly dirty or you just don't want the poop there for that while. As I was kind of sitting here and watching, the poop was disappearing. So the dung beetles were kind of cleaning it up and everything, but it's not quite that quick. So if you want it a little quicker, you can just click the habitat barrier and get rid of it that way. Now that we are done talking about poop, let's move on and talk about the animals. So these are the two newest animals to the game. Let's start with the Brachiosaurus. Go ahead and take a look over here at this big fella, if I can get you in the frame. So this is the Brachiosaurus. If we click on him here, we can see it's got some stats, so welfare, health, sustenance, all of it is pretty terrible. Please ignore it. We are just here looking at the animals. And then the update also brought back sleeping, grazing, broadcasting, and running behavior. So you can see this guy is taking a nap right here, and those ambient behaviors really make these guys feel alive. So I love that those are brought back and that these guys will kind of meander around and do those various little animations. Of course, this is the Iguanodon. I am a huge fan of this design. The Iguanodon is one of my favorite dinosaurs. Look at those giant thumbs. I think they're absolutely amazing. So you can see this one here is grazing, just ambient grazing on the grass and ground. This is going to be the actual food over here, but he's just kind of meandering around, meandering around, digging its face in the dirt and grazing. So very cool on that. Let's very quickly, actually, I have the modular nursery over here and open this up. Let's go ahead and look at the Brachiosaurus. So we have russet is this coloration here, which I think looks phenomenal. I love the kind of stripes that go to splotches that go back to like thick stripes down the tail. No difference between male and female, same size, same coloration. Then we have alpine, so less spots, but just kind of stripy all over. Again, no difference between male and female there. And then we have hazelneck, and this one I believe it does have a slight difference between male and female. So you can see the male gets this really dark on his head and a little bit more dark colorations over the shoulders here and on the upper back, and the female's just a bit lighter. So that's going to be our Brachiosaurus. Their back nails and feet look phenomenal. I have no idea what they're supposed to like a real life Brachiosaurus would look like, but I think these guys have really cool little details on them. And then if we go to the Iguanodon, we have a few different colorations. Let's start here with Burian. Siberian, I think is how you say it. A little bit of difference between male and female. Male has this nice reddish kind of rusty tone. Check out those thumbs. Those are just fantastic. And then female is going to be a little bit more green, a little bit more muted. Then we have coastal. Little bit of difference again with male and female. Male is going to be kind of like this green color. All these spots down the side are really cool. And I love the stripes down the tail. Female is going to be more of a dusty amber color, I guess. Brown. I'm coming up with all these fancy words for brown. It's brown and goldish. And then we have rusted, which I believe look the same, yes, between male and female. So you can see that right here. I think, honestly, this one might be my favorite. That's why I put it in the habitat. I just love the kind of warm amber color it has to it. Really, really cool. And you can see really awesome walking animation as well. I love the detail in the muscles, and when he puts down this leg, you can kind of see it jiggle just a little bit like muscle would do. I think it's fantastic. So those are the 2 new animals coming with this update here. Obviously will be included in the early access. So that brings us, actually what I should show you guys is all of the animals in the game right now. So we have all these guys that were originally there, plus the Brachiosaurus and the Iguanodon. So you're getting a pretty good list of animals. And then we also cannot forget the Psittacosaurus is coming in the early access as well. So you'll get at least one more additional dinosaur to start off with. So let's go ahead and move on to our next thing. But before we do that, let me go ahead. I don't know if I addressed it already, but we are in the brand new Temperate Map. So you can see much less foliage, obviously just temperate with some few trees all around. This is the brand new map that got added with this update as well. And I'm a huge fan of it, particularly because I like the grass better. I like the grass better than like the really thick bush, like low-lying bush that the other map has, the scrubland I think it is. And I am a huge fan of this grass. I know that's a silly thing to be a huge fan of, but I'm a huge fan of that grass. So anyway, that is the map. And then last little thing I want to point out that I am so excited about, it's probably my favorite thing. When I am moving the screen around here, I am clicking and holding with my right finger on my mouse, my right mouse button. This to move around the screen is my center scroll key, and then my right mouse button is going to be moving the screen around. This is how I'm used to moving the game around when I play Planet Zoo, and so I'm very familiar with it, and it's kind of muscle memory. I'm used to it, so I'm very excited that that's coming to the game. Only weirdos use WASD to move around, Drew. But moving on. So let's go ahead and move on to some actual items added to the game. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, ignore the trees for a second, are these fences. Now, I think these fences look absolutely phenomenal. I am a little disappointed at the render distance. You can see here, if you get just a little bit too far away, they completely kind of disappear. This one still looks decent, but you can see the detail just isn't there. So hopefully that will be fixed soon. But I love the fact that this is like a combination of bamboo, wood, rope, and then stone at the bottom. And this is just a habitat fence. So if you click down here and scroll down, this is, it's this one right here. No, it's this one right here. And you can just click and you can make it as long or as short as you want it to be. So that is what that is. And I love this little one. Even though it's a habitat fence, I feel like I'm gonna use this one a lot for like lining paths and decorative fences and stuff like that. I think it's absolutely great. But like I said, I really hope that the render distance thing gets fixed a little bit, because that does throw me off just a tiny bit. Moving on, we did get some more modular pieces. Now, there's nothing too special in terms of pattern here, so ignore that. What I'm actually showing off is this is a 1x1, 1x2, and 1x4 piece, along with a pillar piece. Now, these are available, if you click on it, in any of the predetermined patterns that we already have in the game. And even though things are scalable, so you can take this piece right here and you can, let me get out of an editing group here. You can take this and you can scale this to, you know, the exact size that you would want it and stuff like that. This is just such a time-saving and convenient step to actually have this in the game, as well as the fact that these can be used on the grid. So for those of you that do not like building by individual pieces and you like more place and click building styles, this is going to suit you because you can place these on the grid and have everything line up and snap to each other and all that kind of stuff. And it'll be easy for you. So that is fantastic. I just threw out some random colors and patterns in there, but love these additional pieces. Let's jump to talk about the trees. So we have let me see if I can get this right and actually pull up my list of trees here. This is the paper birch tree that was added. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm not quite sure which order they actually go in, but I really like these. Particularly this one is something about trees with like multiple trunks. I just love the detail that they have. This one as well. Again, all of these can be utilized like down into the ground as bushes as well, because we can sink things into the ground, which is great. Then we have this one is the field elm. Now they only added 2 additional ones, and I'm pretty sure because this is, which one is this? So yeah, that one's number 1. So I'm assuming that they added 2 and 3 because the list here only says that they added 2. So just more variations of the same. Again, all of these are still scalable and everything, but this is a very easy way to get some variation when you're placing down the same tree. So very happy about that. Same deal with the oak tree. One of these is oak tree number 1, and they've added 2 and 3. I think this is the first one, and they've added kind of smaller versions of it, which is fantastic. Always here for more foliage. You can see them kind of dotted around on this temperate map as well. Last major thing I want to jump into is some prefabs. Check this out, you guys. The devs built this little backstage stable area. How good does this look with the drains and the implied gates? I love it. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed. It looks great with a little wheelbarrow to the side, fencing on either side. So if you're somebody that, again, doesn't really like building with the modular pieces and you like stuff that's just kind of there for you to sit, click and place down, they've got a ton of prefabs in here. These are just the newest ones. So definitely catering to you if that's how you like to build. And then we have just a backstage building. Again, the detail of the fence here, little door light above it. I love it. Little hose on the side. The fact that these are individual pieces that we can play with as well is absolutely phenomenal as well. So love that. And then we've got a couple different, one of them is gone. One of them needs to come back. Where did it go? Let's see. It's this one right here. So we have a couple different prefabs for just some seating and some decoration around your park. So we have a concrete one with some logs, one with some more logs, and then bamboo and stone. Again, the bamboo render distance, does it not? Okay, that one's a little bit better, but it does disappear when you get too far away from it. So it might just be a bamboo thing. But yeah, so this one looks a little more tropical, a little more scrubland, temperate, all these ones. So yeah, you got some prefabs there. Other than that, we do have some general updates. Music, added dynamic layering to certain music tracks. Layers will continue in or out based on the time of day, construction frequency, and animal proximity, stuff like that. Got more fixes to audio. I'll go ahead and put them up on the screen, so if you want to read them, you can, and that way I don't have to sit here and read them for you. You can also go read the entire post as well. They've shared it on their Twitter, and I've shared it on my Discord and Twitter as well if you want to read the entire update. But there's loads more like changes and bug fixes as well. Again, I'll go ahead and put those on the screen so that you can see them. But yeah, you guys, how excited How excited are we for the release in 2 weeks? Let me know down in the comments below if you'll be picking this game up. I am very excited, as I've said a couple different times, and I will definitely be building for these guys. I probably won't jump into any like speed build videos until after the 27th, but definitely keep your eyes out on the channel for that very, very soon. Only 2 weeks to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, if you're excited for Prehistoric Kingdom, leave a like on the video and a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on any future Prehistoric Kingdom updates and content. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Discord. All my links are down below. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!